Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is the S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Beast, the Shinkocchou Seihou, aka the Renewal. This is the real bone sculpture body, and pretty much it's something I always look forward to because it's Kamen Rider. So I am biased with these, but I will give you an objective review. I'm already going to enjoy it for what it is. But for those of you who don't know, this is a web shop release, and it was very limited in Japan. I think it was limited like to 2 per person per account, so it got ridiculous. But anyway, we're going to jump into the figure, we're going to talk about it, and you're going to see some pretty pictures at the end. So, let's do that. I want to start by saying this guy absolutely looks much better proportion-wise than his previous release, because you got that so long ago, we kind of just got what we got and we accepted it for what it is. But now that we can get something better, we really have. Proportion-wise, this really takes the cake. Especially after seeing him again in ZO, it was good to see him, and I really, really love the way this guy looks. It's just absolutely fantastic. Now, articulation-wise, we're going to jump into that. So the head can look through its collar, as you can see here. The head can go up, go back down, can tilt left and right. Can you place the face? You can place the face over the collar. For those of you who are wondering about that, yeah, you easily can. So it's not one of those things you really have to stress or worry about. The arm articulation is going to be that of most renewals. The shoulder pads will come up as you move the arms. There is bicep swivel. Arms are indeed double jointed, so you can flex the muscles when you want. You get your standard SHF peg for the renewals. So with these, you get the new shorter stubby pegs, but they rotate around just fine. May take a little bit of extra strength when you first get them, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue, right? So let's pop that hand back on. Now, as far as the rest of the upper torso, and even here on the left shoulder, where the lion's mane is, does not hinder articulation, but it will get in the way right there, because it's so pointy. And what's going to happen is it's going to cross right across that neck, cause it to pop off. So they have one of those easy friction joints where if it's going up against anything that it shouldn't, it'll pop off, which I don't really mind. It's not one of those things that bother me, but as you can see here, it still places above the shoulder. So as long as you don't rush it, you can still get it up there without any issues. Just want to make sure I showed you guys that. And one more thing I do want to talk about is when placing the shoulder on, and I want to talk about this now. You have to be very careful and line it up. Otherwise, that ball joint would keep pressing down. And just got to keep that in mind. So as you can see here, once it presses up against that neck, it will hinder it just a bit, but you shouldn't have too much of an issue with it because you can actually rotate these arms around. As you can see here, you still get the bicep swivel as well. But the lion's mane arm won't get as much extension as the right arm. Voila. So now as the upper torso goes, you can go left, you can go right, you can actually have a nice crunch forward and a nice bend backwards. The belt is actually really nice. It's very well proportioned. And what's really cool is that it's painted in a nice gold that really shines and it opens up just like it should in the show, because the previous one didn't do that, and that's okay. But you definitely get the gimmick of placing the ring inside of the belt and it opening up. It doesn't actually do that, but for you who want to do that in photos, you totally can. The line is very detailed, but it's hard to capture here on camera. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. There we go. As you can see there, it's really, really nice. So let's zoom back out. Now, as far as leg articulation goes, you will have this soft plastic belt. This is where you place your rings that are not in use. And even as you stretch the legs out, it'll move with the legs. So you don't have to worry about it popping out or breaking or anything like that because it's a nice soft plastic. Leg articulation is absolutely fantastic. As you can see here, has a very nice spread across. You can actually spread forward as well. You can go backwards, so you can do some little some plies if you wish, if you want to get really ballerina-ish with it. Then the legs are double jointed. The very super generous ankle pivot that you get on most renewals nowadays are very fantastic. And you have a toe pivot. One thing I will say about Beast is his toe pivot is actually quite strong. So when you get it in box, it'll be a little bent. Just press down a little bit, use a little bit of force. I wouldn't say a lot because you could end up making it a little too rough on yourself. Now, articulation wise, movement and looks on this guy, when you get this guy all nice and posed up, he looks fantastic. It's one of those things where just right on the lines of Wizard, I really do. This is the reason why I absolutely love these guys. Because posed up, proportion wise, he looks even better and more fantastic than his previous release. It's one of those things that I've really, really enjoyed. Now, along with Beast, I also got the Mantle set. So I want to talk about that after I go over his accessories. because I figured it's best to do it as one review. Now, one thing I want to talk about is you get tiny rings. You actually get the real gimmick just like Wizard. You actually get very tiny rings that are very minuscule. So please be careful with these. And I'm going to leave them on this because when I'm doing reviews, if I try to take it out and do like crazy stuff, I will definitely lose them. The only one I will take out is the Beast ring. So I can place it in the ring so you guys can see how it looks with the ring. Lord help me. I hope I never ever drop one of these because I would lose my whole mind. Voila. Actually, I have it upside down, so let me just fix that. There we go. So you can see there, it fits in just fine. It's supposed to look really big too because it's supposed to fit inside the driver. So when you place it and line it up with the driver, you actually get a nice lineup, as you can see right there. And just like that, look at that. It lines up with his driver and looks very well. So I'm going to slide that over to the side. Then we're going to talk about his sword. Sword is very, very nice. And it does have the rolling die gimmick. Let me get some light on this. So the rolling die gimmick is you actually turn the dial. You can get each one, which is pretty dope. And then you remove the blade here to actually attach the extended blade for the sword version. Ooh, got that wrong way. And here you have it in blade version. Very, very nice. Like that they did that. You get 2 open action palms. Let's fix this focus for you guys. You get 2 open action palms. You get 2 ring open palms, clapping hand palms. You get 2 relaxed palms. And you get 2 sword holding / action hand palms. Each one comes with an opening for the rings to be placed into, so that way it never looks out of place. The rings always look like they're there. Now, some of the things you don't get with the previous release is as many hands as possible, but some of those hands were redundant on the old release after looking at it. And you don't get the really cool bottle of mayonnaise. You don't get this with the second release. I actually still have my first one, so that's why I showed you that. And then we're going to go over the Beast Mantle set. Now, in the Beast Mantle set, you get the Buffalo Mantle, Chameleon. You get that mantle. You get Dolphin. And you get Falcon. Well, Falco Mantle. Now, each mantle, it has like a pleather-like material that they can open up. And you can see like free-flowing with them as you attach it to him. So as you can see, they are posable and they look very nice. It's a little plasticky, but it does fit the style of the way it was in the show. And to attach these, you're going to remove the right shoulder. And then you're going to place it on top. Now, like I said, with the previous one, it's going to get a little tricky with that ball joint. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try to do it on camera without embarrassing myself. So we'll see how that looks right now. Let me place this arm up. Like I said, the key word was try, not to embarrass myself. I still may do it. Oh, there it is. So let's actually, bear with me. I might have to cut this out and learn how to edit for once. This is actually quite embarrassing. Nope, got it on. Actually, no, I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this part out. No, actually, no, I'm gonna keep it because it keep it real, and I don't like that. I would have to cut it. Let's actually, yeah, there we go. We have it on. Now, one thing about the the mantles in general, is that they are very heavy. And as you can see here, it's weighing down the arm. So what you're gonna have to do is be very careful when using it, because right now, on mine, I'm actually having trouble keeping it on, and I think it's because of my arm placement. So let's try this again, because even though it's snapping on, it's really, really not staying on. So I don't know if it's because I'm not applying enough pressure or because the weight of the actual item. I'll try that in a second. One thing I'm noticing now while I'm on camera is that his arm is a little different than previous Kamen Riders, because there is a little joint here that prevents it from coming all the way down. As you can see here, even if I try to push it forward, it won't go further forward. And I believe that's to keep the mantles in place. Because as I sit here and I try to put them on, I realize that ball joint won't come down any further whatsoever. And it looks like it was just my Falcon one, because when I attached Buffalo, there was no problem. So as you can see here, there's no problem attaching Buffalo. It stays on just fine. Let's fix that focus. Sorry about that. So Buffalo stays on just fine. It was just a problem with Falcon. So that's a little worrisome, and maybe I'll send out for a replacement for that. Hopefully I'll get one. If not, it doesn't. No biggie. I'll just probably use some sticky tack. But as you can see here, it looks just fine. They can spread out really, really well. Like I said, it fits that formula previously for what was shown in the show. So I like that a lot. Overall though, this is really nice. I just wish that the Buffalo Mantle set wasn't always also a web shop. Kind of sucks that it is, especially now because I feel like I might have a slight issue. A little bummed about it, but it is what it is. If I can't get another one, will I be upset? Yeah, but it is what it is. Now I'm gonna fix him up. Now, one more thing I do want to talk about. If you have Hyper Beast and you wanted to use the Magnum, what I recommend you do is what I did. If you want to use it for photos, a little bit of sticky tack over the ball joint, right? And you can actually just still use that as for in pictures. Even in displays it works, but it's not one of those things that is a permanent solution that will work. That's just what I recommend for people who are going to do photos. Me, I'm terrible at editing, so it would never work out in my favor. So I'm just going to try to use whatever little tricks I know from tangible work. Now let's get Beast set up, get him nice in a nice standing pose, and we're going to compare you to your previous counterpart as well as things in other sizes to see how you look with them. Now just standing up looking cool. Let's remove these hands. Voila. And here's what you look like next to your old counterpart, who has more gold and is more shiny, but is under proportioned. So this is the old one, this is the new one, and as you can see here, well under proportioned. Here he is next to his new wizard counterpart. And these two will look absolutely stunning together. So here you go. And he's a little bit shorter than wizard, which is actually pretty cool. You can see actually a little bit of height discrepancy there. I like that where that's going. Here he is next to an S.H.F. Cougar renewal. Voila. Here he is next to an S.H.F. Rabbit Dragon trial form. Actually, Beast is actually pretty short. Didn't think about that. Even with the legs together, he's a little short. Did not see that coming. Actually, really looking into the whole size comparison thing. Here he is next to a 1000 toy synthetic human. Here he is next to a Lightning Collection Power Ranger. Let's actually turn this a little bit. Next up, we have Balem from Mythic Legions. I said Legends. Here he is next to a Mezco Toys Flashpoint Batman Custom. And as you can see here, he's looking like one of the tinier writers here. Did not expect that, honestly. Last but not least, we have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. All in all, didn't realize Beast was going to be that small. But hey, not that much of a big deal to me. I'm still going to enjoy the figure. It might actually work in my favor for some against all odds stuff. In the meantime, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. And as always, do good, be good, drink your water. Oh, and hi from Ichigo. He's eating right now. You can hear it in the background. Later, y'all.